Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, and this is your host, Grady Hooker. We'll jump straight into this day in history for the 27th of December. The Monday Night Wars raged on in 1999, with WCW having the NWO dominate at the end of the show, with Scott Steiner joining them. Well, over on WWF Raw, Big Show defeated the odds and retained his WWF Championship against Triple H. There were a couple more Raws. In 2004, a series of Beat the Clock challenges figured out the order that people would enter the Elimination Chamber, while in 2010, the Nexus took out John Cena and gained a new leader in CM Punk. There were a couple of Madison Square Garden shows as well. In 1998, The Undertaker defeated Kane in a street fight, while in 2011, CM Punk retained his WWE Championship against The Miz in a steel cage match. Now the big one, WCW Starrcade, there are actually 4 of these this day in history, and they all had a WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. In 1993, Ric Flair defeated Vader. In 1994, Hulk Hogan defeated The Butcher. In 1995, Ric Flair defeated Randy Savage. And in 1998, Kevin Nash defeated Goldberg. So we'll go into our classic entrance theme of the week. It's the most Christmas-related song we could get. It's Mick Foley. And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady Hooker. Live via Skype right now, I've got both Josh and Brandon.
Yo.
Hey.
We're going to talk about the Raw straight after TLC. Orton came out with the authority to celebrate, but John Cena didn't let him celebrate for too long.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good opening segment, and to be honest, I think that this segment was a little bit boring, but I'm a little bit interested to see what's up next for the Authority and Randy Orton.
Here we go again with the superstar standing at the top of the ramp again. It's basically a rehash of what we've already seen.
I agree, definitely.
Although we did get to see Bryan get a main event match against Randy Orton again.
Yeah, who knows where they're going with this? I figured they would do the rematch and blow the feud off at the Royal Rumble, but we may end up seeing a triple threat match for all we know.
Okay. Well, up next, tag team match, the Rhodes Brothers took on the WWE app said Mysterio Show.
You may as well have called this Raw is tag team matches.
Yeah.
But
5.
This was a fantastic tag team match. A little worried about the health of a couple of the individuals in the ring, but with Rey Mysterio, we're always concerned about his health.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great tag team match, and it's possibly we could see these teams going at it again for the tag team titles at the Royal Rumble.
What do you think about a possible tag team title match, Brandon?
I'm not too happy about it if it's going to be Rey Mysterio and the Big Show, because I believe that there's other tag teams that deserve a title shot more than them. Like the Usos, they've been waiting for a very long time. And maybe even a team like the Real Americans, the Primetime Players, they deserve a shot over a Mysterio Show.
Okay. Up next, we had a Bad News Barrett segment. What do you guys think of that?
I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that he's on television, and the bad news is that he's stuck with this gimmick.
Fair enough.
Mm.
I'm definitely in that boat of not liking this.
It doesn't bother me one way or the other.
It could definitely help get him over as a heel, which he has somewhat struggled with in recent years. And I think it could bring him up to the next level, but so far I haven't really seen much of it, and makes me feel that way.
Okay. Up next, we got our kickoff match, but there was a difference in the finish this time when Fandango took on Ziggler.
Yeah, this time Ziggler, who has said he's going to work as hard as he can to get himself back up to the top.
I thought
this
Ziggler
is
was
his starting point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought Ziggler was going to win this one, but I think the result of this match actually, I think Ziggler, I think he's going to start getting going. I think he start getting on a roll. But the thing that has prevented Ziggler a lot in the WWE is politics backstage, and I think that's what's stopping him from reaching the top rung of the WWE.
It's not always politics. It's a lot of times it's his own mouth.
Yeah, but I don't really think that
It's the
things
that he
yeah,
says. But that is part of what gets him in trouble with the politics.
Yeah.
Or when he wears a Zack Ryder shirt.
Woo woo woo.
Okay, up next we had the Real Americans take on the tag team of Biggie Langston and Mark Henry.
Another great tag team match. Not as good as the first one, but this one was still good. And Biggie and Mark Henry are working really well together, and of course we know what we're going to get out of the Real Americans, especially Antonio Cesaro. Everybody wanted to see him swing Mark Henry, so everybody was a bit disappointed when Biggie came out of nowhere and stopped that.
Yeah, I really like this tag team match, and I really like these two tag teams, so it was a nice treat for me.
Okay.
I still say we're going to end up with Biggie versus Mark Henry at WrestleMania.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Up next, another tag team match. Tons of Funk took on Rybaxel.
And now Tons of Funk is gone. Boom.
Yeah, I really think Brodus Clay, he really needed this to revive his career. I think he just got tired of being held back by Tensai, and loss after loss, I think Brodus Clay's anger built up inside of him, and I think he just finally snapped.
Yeah, that was the logical conclusion to this storyline of the whole gimmick, was eventually he was going to snap. It just was a matter of when.
Yeah.
But I will give him credit. He got over a gimmick that should not have gotten over, and he got it over. So he's got that in his back pocket, so he should be able to work as a monster. But at least he knows that he can get over as a good guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Up next, CM Punk had a bit of a back and forth with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. One more match.
Hold on, I'm sure I'll have more than one more match after this. It could have been better because of who was in it, but it was good still. I just felt they were kind of pressed for time or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a pointless segment, but I think they're trying to tease something here. Will it be Daniel Bryan versus Shawn Michaels? CM Punk versus Shawn Michaels? I think we're going to find out pretty soon.
How about this? CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus D-Generation X.
That'd be a pretty interesting match, but I think that I would much rather see like Triple H versus CM Punk or Shawn Michaels versus Daniel Bryan, because I think it'd be a waste to put these two skilled wrestlers in a tag team together.
Okay. Well, CM Punk teamed with the WWE app voted Usos to take on The Shield.
And Roman Reigns practically broke Punk in half.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is a beast. I think
he's going to be a WWE champion.
Yeah,
no doubt
one
about
day.
it.
Maybe possibly soon with the Royal Rumble coming up, he has an opportunity to win himself a title shot at WrestleMania.
With there being one world title, there's no way anybody outside of the main event area is winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
There is possibly somebody who's not in the main event right now that would be when he came back, and it's Dave Bautista.
Yeah. I'd love to see him back in the WWE ring, and I think it's time that we see that again.
I think everyone's definitely heard the rumors floating around. But if we're talking about Royal Rumble and returnees, we've also got to talk about Sheamus.
Oh yeah, I think Sheamus, he's gonna come back, and I think on his last run, I think he was a little bit stale. He wasn't doing that much except fighting Del Rio week after week. And I think when he comes back, he's going to feel fresh and new to the WWE Universe.
Yeah, there's, both Jericho and Sheamus are currently scheduled to be at an event in Rumble weekend in Philadelphia, in Pittsburgh. So let the
Yeah.
speculation begin.
Okay. Up next, the Wyatt family cut a pretty creepy promo.
When don't they cut a creepy promo?
Fair enough there.
It was still a great promo.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a 6-diva tag team match. The Bella Twins and Natalia took on AJ, Tamina, and Alicia Fox.
I had no idea where Alicia came from. I haven't seen her in months.
She's been bouncing back and forth between the two alignments more times than a yo-yo.
Yo-yos don't
Every
bounce.
time you turn around, it looks like, oops, she's on the good guy's side. She's on the bad guy's side. She's on the good guy's side. I mean, it's like they can't figure out what they want to do with her.
The Miz is taking notes.
Okay. Though we did see a pretty big kick from Tamina to Nikki, I think it was.
Yeah, that looked like it hurt.
Okay, Randy...
Not-
yeah, just...
She won't be the only star in Raw to have dental issues.
Yeah. Randy Orton had an interview up next, where he told everyone politely to kiss his nether regions.
Yes.
No thank you.
There were certain club.
Yeah.
Certain club.
Okay, and then the main event of Raw that we talked about a little bit earlier, Daniel Bryan took on Randy Orton.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Insane match. The ending knocked it down a notch, but this match was contending right up until that end moment with every single match of the year candidacy match.
Yeah, I think
It
the
was
ending
that good.
ruined the match. I think it totally destroyed the match. The match was going awesome. The crowd was into it. Everyone was into it. But when Randy did what he did, I think it really just threw off the greatness of that match.
Yeah, we did see Cena come out for the save at the end, so I'm not really sure whether we're going to see a sort of one-on-one or a triple threat at the Rumble for the title.
Yeah, I think we see a triple threat.
I think we'll see a one-on-one match with because I believe Bray Wyatt is not finished with Daniel Bryan.
Okay, well, we'll jump into the current entrance theme of the week. It's not really an entrance theme. It's Ring the Bell. It's WWE's version of a classic Christmas carol. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Josh, and Brandon. We'll jump into SmackDown. It started very similar with Orton celebrating his title win.
Yeah, we're
And
seeing the
Cena
same
comes
thing.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Daniel Bryan comes out. And then the Shield comes out, and then Vicky Guerrero channels her inner Teddy Long.
Just bring out the whole roster.
But it does mean
Wouldn't be the first time
that we got a
somebody
tag
faced
team
the
match,
roster.
player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Up next, we got a one-on-one match. Jack Swagger took on Big E Langston.
I think that this was a pretty good match while it lasted, and it's nice to see the two big men collide. I really think that these two teams should face off, maybe in a feud coming up, but because I think these two teams have a lot of good chemistry together.
Yeah.
Big E is getting better and better every week as Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think they really need to start opening up his character a little bit, and that will really cinch in the push for him. But this guy has a ton of potential, just like Roman Reigns, like we talked about Roman Reigns. I think one day we may see a WrestleMania main event being Big E Langston versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. When we saw Big E Langston debut, we didn't really think that he'd be what he's starting to become, but he's really just won over the fans, won over a lot of the roster too.
He should have never been a villain. Never.
Yeah. Mhm.
If you watched NXT, you knew he was good as a good guy. He could get over.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they made him a bad guy, and it didn't work because
Yeah.
it's not who he is.
Mm-hmm.
This is who he is, and he's working.
Yeah.
Okay, up next we got a Divas match. Brie Bella took on Tamina Snuka with AJ on commentary.
Brie Bella got a lot of praise during this match, both in and out behind the scenes, for the work that she's doing now, and that you can tell that she's really been working to get better, and obviously been working with Daniel Bryan, who's one of the best in the company.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. And I think she's actually my favorite Bella, actually, because I think she shows a lot more passion than her sister, and it really showed during this match.
Okay, well, up next, Sin Cara took on 3MB's Drew McIntyre.
And
Oh,
another win for Hunikara.
Yeah, the fall of Drew McIntyre.
Uh, this gimmick, the Sin Cara gimmick, has been saved by taking out Mystico from under the mask and putting Hanako back under it. Hanako doesn't make the mistakes that Mystico made, and he doesn't simply. He can actually talk. So if they want Sin Cara to talk on the mic, he can do it. He can speak English. So
I think that we could see
progress them. This character.
I think we could see another change here. There's a guy down in NXT named Kalisto, and I think he's actually pretty good. But I think there'd be a little bit of issue with that. I think he'd have to tattoo his whole damn arm.
Yeah, because of Hanako's tattoo, which they half covered with the arm sleeve.
Yeah.
But that's one of the clues that clued everybody in. This is not Mystico.
Okay, in part of the break apart of Tons of Funk, the next match, Tensai took on Brodus Clay.
And Xavier Woods makes the save. We're not sure where they're going with this. For some reason, Truth and Woods are still sticking around in this feud, when now it should be Tensai and Brodus Clay. So,
yeah.
I'm not sure if it's going to lead to sort of a trio with Xavier, Truth, and Tensai, or what, since they all sort of dance and have the Funkadactyls.
Yeah, I really think Brodus Clay, he should have had the win here, but I think he just let his anger take the best of him.
Okay, up next, the Rhodes brothers. They took on the Wyatt family.
And here's another possible contender for the tag team championships. The Wyatt family is good. I knew Luke Harper was good because I'd seen him in independent wrestling. I was not that sure about Eric Rowan, but Eric Rowan's good too.
Yeah,
I don't know what kind of ability he'll have outside of the Wyatt gimmick, but at least he has a place right now.
Yeah, two great big men.
Okay, up next.
This is a legitimate team that could take the tag team titles away from the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
To confuse us even more, up next, The Miz took on Damian Sandow.
Flip-flop.
Yeah, I believe they've given up on the Miz heel turn.
I think they've given up on Kofi as well, since Kofi took on Fandango.
Yeah.
I actually think Fandango's about to get a mini push here.
Yeah, he's picking up a lot of wins as of late.
But these four men are quite like the staple of their mid-card right now.
Yeah.
By the way, when is Dean Ambrose going to defend the United States Championship?
Yeah.
When the Shield split up.
It's already been almost 3 months.
True.
Yeah. What happened to the 30-day rule?
Only enforced when they absolutely have to. It's a kayfabe rule.
Okay, Daniel Bryan had an interview, but the Wyatts attacked him backstage.
Yeah, I think the Wyatts really, really want Daniel Bryan a part of their faction. Maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it won't. But I think Daniel Bryan, he's gonna have to make a decision soon. Whether it's get beat up by the Wyatts every week, or just finally join in.
Or they could have a match at the Royal Rumble in which the stipulation is Daniel Bryan joins the faction, or they leave him the hell alone.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that working. The main event: CM Punk, John Cena, The Shield, Bryan. Handicap match.
It was a good little handicap tag team match.
Yeah.
Kind of expected that because you have, um, basically you have 5 of the better workers in the company.
Mhm.
In this match, definitely have the best among considered the best in Punk. The opinions differing sometimes, but you have Reigns and Rollins and Ambrose who are all extremely good too, and then you have Cena who, when everything is right up there with them.
Yeah, I agree. I thought this was a pretty decent handicap match. We've been seeing a lot of handicap matches as of late, and what it is that they all seem to be pretty good matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting part of this match is who made the save at the end.
Yeah.
Big E Langston continuing that role he's on. Big E looks like he belongs in the main event right now. He looks like he belongs standing side by side with John Cena and CM Punk.
Mhm. He's a big
And that's
Royal Rumble candidate right now.
No, because he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so if we look forward a little, we've got the Royal Rumble coming up. So we've talked about what we think we're going to see for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Talked a little bit about tag team, and we talked a little bit about the Rumble match itself. Do we think there's going to be a Divas title match on there?
Of course, they always want to have AJ versus like whoever's on Total Divas. They could probably have
I want to
AJ
say
versus.
that there won't be a Divas Championship.
Yeah.
match.
Okay. I've definitely seen if they're going to be building one of them up. Brie seems to be building up as her next competitor.
Yeah. Maybe even. I think it's only a short amount of time until Tamina. She finally emerges as a candidate for the Divas Championship.
I know someone, I think, suggested that during the Divas match on commentary, and AJ just sort of brushed it off. I don't have to worry about her. She's my teammate.
Actually, she was the one that brought it up.
Was she?
Yeah, she
Wow.
said they asked her who would be somebody that she would think would be a good competitor for her, and she said, "Well, there's Tamina, but she knows where her bread is buttered."
No? Well, there we go. So
There's a hint.
maybe at WrestleMania that we'll see the Divas match go on there.
Oh, I love to see the showcase of 2 great diva talents in WrestleMania instead of some celebrity thrown in there.
True.
I have a feeling you're going to get the celebrity instead, and the
Yeah.
celebrity will be Michelle Beadle.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Okay. We talked a little about Dean. Do we think Dean will be in action defending his United States title?
Who knows? We've thought maybe he would defend it for the last 3 months, and he hasn't.
Yeah.
So
I don't really think
who
he has any
knows?
realistic challengers right now, though. Somebody's gonna find him, and when somebody has Dean Ambrose's number, I think he's gonna lose his title.
Okay.
Possibly Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
True. With the Royal Rumble match, you think they're going to do what they've done in past years and let people who have already had a match pull double duty into the Rumble?
Yeah, I think they have to, especially when guys like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are likely to already have matches on the card.
I'd say probably the only person that will have a match that probably will not be in the Rumble is probably Cena.
Yeah.
Because he'll be facing Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been great talking to you two.
Yeah, it's been great, too.
And have a Merry Christmas.
Same.
So this week in birthdays, we got Andy Levine, Tough Enough 2011 winner. He turns 26. The ninth wonder of the world, China, turns 43. Former WWE and WCW superstar Goldberg turns 47. Ex-WWE superstar Jamie Noble turns 37. Recently released NXT superstar Cassius Ohno or Chris Hero turns 34. The old Sin Cara Mystico turns 31. one half of Los Matadors, Primo or Diego, whichever one you want to call him, turns 31. One half of the Real Americans, Antonio Cesaro, turns 33. Former TNA knockout Rosita turns 23. And ex-TNA wrestler Luke Gallows, or Doc, lots of people with double names on here, turns 30. In a New Zealand recap, this past weekend, Maniacs United had their Seasons Beatings show. Deshandra defeated Shine. Lord Cunnington defeated Kingston Eclipse. But then Kingston Eclipse came out and defeated Bolter via countout. Tank defeated Rise, and in a Lumberjack main event, Dan Stryker and JPE fought to a no contest. IPW have their next show, New Year's Takeover, January 11th from Mount Albert War Memorial Hall. They just announced their main event. It's going to be a triple threat for the IPW Championship. Vinnie Dunn will be defending against both Travis Banks and James Shaw. So that's it for this week. Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll have a new show coming up for New Year's. And stay safe over the holidays, guys. And I'll see you next week.